Hello and a very warm welcome to the brand new edition of the Question Hour show from the Parliament House complex. The show where we bring you important unstarred or written questions asked by the members of the upper house during the ongoing session of Parliament and the response given by respective ministries and departments. I'm Kriti Mishra and joining me is my colleague Rajat Kain.
Well, thanks for joining us in this edition of Question Hour. Kriti, let's begin the show.
And the first question in this edition is from 4 members. Member Vishamba Prasad Nishad, Member Chaya Verma, Member Sukram Singh Yadav and Member Sampatia Oike. And this question pertains to the Ministry of Human Resource Development. And these members have asked the government whether it is pushing towards imparting skill development training to the students along with education at the school level itself so that they are capable of self-employment.
Well, giving a detailed response, the ministry said the government is implementing this scheme of vocationalization of school education under the umbrella of Samagra Shiksha, an integral scheme for school education, a centrally sponsored scheme as well. The scheme seeks to integrate vocational education with general academic education with an aim to prepare, educate, employable and competitive human resource for various sectors of the economy. Now, vocational courses are taught to the students of class 9 to class 12 who opt for vocational subjects in schools covered under the scheme. At the secondary level, that is from the classes 9th to 10th, vocational modules are offered as an additional subject. At the senior secondary level, that is 11th and 12th standard, vocational modules are offered as compulsory elective subjects. Now, employability skills module have been made a mandatory part of vocational courses. It consists of communication skills, self-management skills, information, arranging hands-on training, field visits, on-job training to students in industrial setup and guest lectures from the industry.
In fact, Rajat, one of the members, Member Sukram Singh Yadav, joined us on the Question Hour show and this is what he had to say on government's response to his question. Listen in. वेलकम राज्य सभा टेलीविजन। आपने बेहद ही अहम सवाल पूछा है कि किस तरह से जो स्कूल एजुकेशन है उसमें स्किल को इम्पार्ट किया जाए। सरकार ने जवाब दिया है समग्र शिक्षा का, किस तरह से देखते हैं पूरे मुद्दे को?
देखिए, सरकार ने प्रयास तो किया लेकिन जैसा प्रयास होना चाहिए था उस प्रकार से कोई प्रगति नहीं हुई। और मैं समझता हूँ जब तक स्किल एजुकेशन में प्राइमरी एजुकेशन को और बढ़ावा नहीं दिया जाएगा तब तक ये संभव नहीं है। ये सारी बात हायर सेकेंडरी की बात कर रहे हैं, इंटरमीडिएट की बात कर रहे हैं, हाई स्कूल की बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जब तक प्राइमरी एजुकेशन को बढ़ावा नहीं दे पाएंगे हम तब तक स्किल एजुकेशन में आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे हम।
सर, आगे और क्या क्या कदम उठाने चाहिए?
सबसे बड़ी ज़रूरत है कि जो बच्चा पढ़ने आ रहा है उसकी फैमिली की स्थिति क्या है, उसके घर में कैसे लोग हैं, माँ बाप के बारे में भी चर्चा होनी चाहिए। यदि माता पिता के बारे में एजुकेशन में प्रगति नहीं हुई है तो संभव होगा कि उसके लिए एक्स्ट्रा क्लास कॉलेज में लगनी चाहिए। जैसे पहले हुआ करता था कि हमारे गांव में एक्स्ट्रा क्लास लिया करते थे, टीचर लोग लिया करते थे और वो आकर के बच्चों को पढ़ाया करते थे। जब तक वो ज्ञान जो माँ बाप के ज्ञान से लगा हुआ ज्ञान जब तक गुरु नहीं देगा बच्चों को तब तक संभव नहीं लगता।
सर, स्किल डेवलपमेंट को और कैसे बढ़ावा दिया जा सकता है?
मैंने पहले ही कहा कि जब तक प्राइमरी एजुकेशन में जो परिवार है, परिवार और समाज जब तक शिक्षित वो नहीं हो पाएगा तब तक इसको आप नहीं बढ़ा सकते। इसके लिए बच्चे को ही आपको रखना पड़ेगा, इसके लिए चाइल्ड होम बनाने पड़ेंगे और चाइल्ड होम बना करके ही बच्चों को प्राइमरी एजुकेशन में ही स्किल एजुकेशन देनी पड़ेगी, तभी आगे बढ़ पाएगा वो।
सर, काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण सजेशंस, धन्यवाद हमसे बात करने के लिए।
Well, moving on, next question was asked by member Dr. Banda Prakash from Ministry of Textiles. The member asked whether sericulture is a major source of livelihood for crores of people in the country. If so, the percentage of people dependent on sericulture cultivation. The member has sought the answer in a detailed form and the state-wise details as well.
While giving a detailed reply, the government says that sericulture is an agro-based cottage industry having huge employment generating as well as income generating potential in rural as well as semi-urban areas. Silkworm rearing is mainly practiced in rural areas of the country, providing livelihood to weaker sections of the society. The government further says that around 12,03,942 farming families and 56,013 realer families are involved in sericulture related activities in the country. The Government of India through Central Silk Board has been implementing a central sector scheme which is known as Silk Samagra, an integrated scheme for development of silk industry during the year 2017-20 with aims and objectives to scale up production by improving the quality and productivity and to empower downtrodden, poor and backward families through various activities of sericulture in the country. The scheme comprises of 4 major components. Now, these components are research and development, training, transfer of technology and IT initiatives, seed organization, coordination and market development and quality certification systems for export brand promotion and technology upgradation. Let's move on to the next question that has been asked by member Anand Sharma, and this question pertains to the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions. And the member has asked the government whether it is a fact that there is underrepresentation of women in government jobs.
Well, in the reply, the government said the census of central government employees brought out by Directorate General of Employment Training, Ministry of Labour and Employment in year 2011 had indicated that the total number of employees in various central ministries and departments as 30,87,278, out of which 3,37,439 employees were women. The government has taken several measures to increase representation of women in government jobs, which include maternity leave for 180 days, childcare leave for 730 days, child adoption leave for 180 days, special allowance of women with disabilities, and exemption from payment of fee or examination conducted by UPSC and Staff Selection Committee. Insofar as providing reservation to women in government jobs is concerned, there is no such proposal, as it does not seem a feasible option due to legal and constitutional limitation. Well, moving on to last question of this edition of Question Hour that was asked by member Sarojini Hembrom from Ministry of Planning. The member asked whether government has formed any committee to formulate policy in order to reduce inequality and lift more and more people out of poverty.
Responding to this query, the government says that the socio-economic census was conducted in 2011 and it was conducted by the states and union territories with the financial and technical support of the Government of India through a comprehensive program involving the Ministry of Rural Development, the Ministry of Housing and Poverty Alleviation, the Office of Registrar General and Census Commissioner, Ministry of Home Affairs and also state governments and union territory administrations. This caste census of 2011 includes 3 steps process involving 13 automatic exclusion parameters for identifying not poor households, automatic inclusion parameters for identifying poorest of the poor households, deprivation criteria for identifying poor households. The census facilitates evidence-based information and better targeting of benefits to the intended people. The government is implementing a number of targeted programs for overall balanced development in the country, such as Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Livelihoods Mission, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Rural Urban Livelihoods, National Social Assistance Program, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Rural Urban Mission, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana and also Stand Up and Startup India schemes. So Rajat, these were the important questions and answers in this edition of the Question Hour show. But on the other side, Hindi version of Question Hour, Prashn Kaal with our colleagues Arvind Singh and Kriti Singh. Please don't go anywhere.